Good morning, children. So, welcome back again. Now we are moving on to the first family of the order Pteridospermids. So, now you are familiar with the characters of Pteridospermids. So, Pteridospermids are the seed ferns or Cycadophylicales, and they are the very primitive group, and they resembles ferns of our pteridophytes and also cycads of our gymnosperms. Okay. So, they are actually the bridge between these groups. So, we discussed everything regarding pteridospermales, and now we are moving on to the first family coming under pteridospermales, that is Legionopteridaceae. Okay. So, in your syllabus you have to study the some basic features only, and for your practical purpose you need to study one type of this group, that is Heterangium. Okay. So, Legionopteridaceae, by looking into this image, you can say the peculiar feature, that is pinnately compound leaves, erect stem, okay, and with leaves and roots. And these members of this family are distributed usually in the lower Carboniferous periods of Paleozoic era. So, we know they are flourished well in the Paleozoic era, okay. And plants are very large and with a conspicuous stem and having maximum height of 2 meters, and they are maybe erect shrubs, trees, or maybe lianas, means woody climbers, okay. And they had the fronds, the leaves are known as fronds, okay, with branched rachis, that is bifurcate, divided into two, bifurcate branches, that is rachis. Rachis is the common axis that bear the leaf. So, axis of the compound leaf is actually known as what? Rachis. So, they have a prominent rachis. Clear? Now, so almost all members of this group having a peculiar feature, that is a presence of capitate epidermal gland on their surface. Capitate means they are having a head-like structure, a stalk and a head-like structure like this. I will show you capitate structure like this. So, if this is an example of this is a stalk and stalk with a structure like this. This is a capitate head. So, capitate head that has actually an epidermal gland. This is present all over the body parts, like if it is a seed, if it is an ovule, if it is a stem surface, everywhere you can see this. Okay. And the part of the plants are available in different times. So, they all combined and reconstructed the whole plant, Legionopteris. So, Legionopteris is the important plant coming under this group. So, reconstruction of the parts available and made into Legionopteris by Jongman. And the typical feature is monostele condition, only a single large stele is present. Then secondary growth is very poor and less developed mechanical tissue. You can see the image of an ovule or a seed of the Legionopteridaceae, that is Legionostoma. Example is Legionostoma. See in this picture, you can see the capitated glands all over the plant surface. These are the capitated glands all over the surface. That is why I show this structure to you. So, this is the structure, that is a seed or the ovule having capitated glands. And now we can look upon the structure of this Legionostoma. So, Legionostoma is very important structure coming under, and more studies going on in this. And this is an ovule. So, gymnosperm you can call it as ovule or seed, both are correct, that is reconstructed here, and it having the integuments. You know about integuments, you studied in Cycas, then Pinus, Netum, etc. in UG classes. Integuments are the coverings of the seed or ovule. So, there are particular type, the outer hard, stony and inner fleshy layer. So, integuments may be outer, middle and inner. Outer ones are hard and stony and inner ones are fleshy layer. Okay. And this resembles the cycads seeds also, and each ovule having vascular supply. So, that character having similarity with the cycads and pteridospermids. Okay. Then both of this group having pinnately compound leaves. So, this Legionopteridaceae members all having pinnately compound leaves. Then presence of pollen chamber in the seed is also peculiar, that is also present in the gymnosperms like cycads also. So, presence of capitated glands and the presence of pollen chamber and integuments. Clear? Now, monostelic stem, that I already told you, only a single stele. So that is a view that is why it is difficult for them stems to support the weight of their large fronds. Only a steel, so fronds leaves are very large, so stem become weak as it cannot support the stem. The steel cannot support a stem. So they will grow, straggling growth. Okay. And tracheids having pits. Pits are multiciliate. So pits are an important feature of gymnosperms. In the Pteridospermales character, I have shown you the pits. Here pits are tracheids having pits. They are multiciliate and bordered type. And another peculiar feature is dictyostylon cortex. Two xylem groups were present in some members, and that is also important point with the sclerenchyma patches. And two massive traces were seen in the leaf. Leaf traces are two in leaves. Now, these are only general characters of Legionotiridaceae. Now, we are moving on to the form genera. Form genera means when you identified stem, you will give a name. When you identified a root, you will give another name. When you identified a leaf, you will give another name. Ovule, another, likewise. So, what are the different genera? Stem genera of the Legionotiridaceae are known by Heterangium and Tetrastichia. Then frond genera is known as Spinoteres. Usually the term teres is applied to frond or leaves. Then Spinoteres. Then petiole is by Rhachyopteris. Petiole by Rhachyopteris. And then root by Caloxylon. And seeds by Legionostoma. This we have seen the structure of the seeds. Okay. So, different parts like stem, frond, petiole, root and seeds known by different names. And there are different types of stem genera available, Heterangium and Tetrastichia. Heterangium is there in your syllabus. Then pollen bearing organ is chrozotheca. So, no need to by heart this, only try to study that what is there in your syllabus. Okay. Pollen bearing chrozotheca. So, heterangium is there in your syllabus. So, let us study the features of heterangium. So, heterangium is a stem genera. I told you that is a stem genera. And it is an important member in the Paleozoic era of Legionotiridaceae. It occurs in the upper and lower Carboniferous periods. Main species is Heterangium greevi, and stem genus is found in the form of compression and petrifaction. What is compression and petrifaction? These are the method of fossil formation. So, compression and petrifaction. Compression means, for example, leaf is compressing means that compress in the mud or somewhere else, an imprint of the leaf will appear like that. Petrifaction is also deep buried inside a mud or soil clusters. So, compressions and petrifactions are the type of fossil formations. Then 12 species of heterangium are reported from upper Carboniferous period, and heterangium anatomy shows that the stem I already told you having primary xylem, that is mesarc condition, protostele is present. Tracheids of secondary wood, that is already very important, tracheids with the pits. Here pit is bordered pit, simple pits are there, bordered pits are there. Here pit is bordered pit. Then multiciliate medullary rays are also present, and leaf traces divide into two. So, multiciliate medullary rays are present, leaf traces are divided into two and having mesarc xylem groups. So, this is the anatomy of the heterangium. You can see the regions cortical and xylem region. These are the xylem groups, xylem and some leaf traces are there. Then these are the secondary wood. Okay. Now, another point. Tracheids are numerous. Tracheids are more, only tracheids present, vessels absent. Numerous tracheids with parenchymatous band are present in between them. And steel is solid, very hard, and one protoxylem present in the leaf trace. Okay. So, this is another picture section. You can see these are the groups of xylem at the center, protoxylem groups. These are the mucilage canals present in the cortex, mucilage canal in the cortex. This is the another cellular diagram, xylem group, metaxylem, protoxylem, parenchyma, etc. given. Then secondary wood is monoxylic. Cortex having two groups, inner cortex and outer cortex. What about inner cortex? Inner cortex is parenchymatous with a sclerotic nest. Sclerotic nest is a hard structure made up of, that is an adaptation, xerophytic adaptation that made up of sclerids. Okay. So secondary wood is very important manocylic. Cortex are the outer cortex and inner cortex. Inner cortex is parenchymatous. Outer cortex is with the fibers, network of fibers, and that is known as sphagnum cortex. So there is xylem, protostelic xylem group is there, and with the tracheids are prominent, and the secondary wood is manocylic, outer cortex and inner cortex is present. So that's all for heterangium. So heterangium is the form genera of Laginopteridaceae. They are the stem genera. They are very important. There are many species, and heterangium is having in central vascular region, xylem with the tracheids are more, and outer inner cortex and outer cortex, mucilage canals present. Cortex is having strips with parenchyma structures and also sclerotic nest. Then sphagnum cortex is the outer cortex. So that's all for heterangium. So have a nice day. Thank you.